Greetings everyone. Welcome to our Industrial Ergonomic Group Project Presentation Part A. We are from Group 7 and assisted by our lecturer Dr. Radin Zaid bin Radin Umar. Our group member consists of 6 members which will be going to present in this project. An ergonomic risk factor is something that can cause or contribute to a musculoskeletal injury. The best way to identify any ergonomic risk factors is conducting an initial ergonomic risk assessment, which is known as ERA, for any workers in office work or industrial work. An ergonomic risk assessment refers to a method, procedure, or study in place to detect and identify a potential danger posed by workplace ergonomic. This assessment can prove if there are any ergonomic risk factors from the result or score of the initial ERA. For the detail of tasks, we chose a workshop which is Penampang Renewable Energy Sindiran Berhad. They are ongoing on fabricating a micro hydropower, which to produce the machine, a worker needs to fabricate the machine starting from the scratch. Based on the figure, a worker does his task, which fabricating the lower base frame for the micro hydropower. It shows there are certain ergonomic risk factors, for example the posture of the workers, and also the environment factors for the workers to be comfortable while doing his task. Based on the work design setup, the working design setup also influences the ergonomic risk assessment, where the worker have limited space to implement a task. Ergonomics is the method of designing for human performance in the workplace, taking into consideration variables such as the body, size, the strength, and many more. Based on the figure illustrated, the best work design setup where the back of body parts cannot be bent forward for more than 30 degrees while doing static posture for prolonged hours. It shows the objective that we need to achieve by conducting an ERA. The first is identify ergonomic risk factor that can lead to injury towards worker. Second, determine the injury growth due to ergonomic risk factor. And third, implement ergonomic risk assessment towards the workers. For the performance, working in an awkward posture for prolonged hours can affect the performance of the worker to finish the task, which can make the worker rest repetitive before continuing the task. For the safety, performing tasks without using PP, such as jacket or coverall, can affect the safety of the worker. The excess welding spark can reach the worker's skin that can cause burn. For the worker's health, while doing the task using arc welding machine can produce fume. The fume is dangerous to the worker or any workers that are nearby. Welding fumes have been attributed to several types of cancer.
Okay, let's continue with Chapter 2, Ergonomic Risk Factor. Ergonomic risk factors are workplace situations that cause wear and tear on the body and can cause injury. These include repetition, awkward posture, forceful motion, stationary position, direct pressure, vibration, extreme temperature, noise, and work stress. Multiple factors increases the risk of developing MSD, which is musculoskeletal disorder. Musculoskeletal disorder or MSD are cumulative and chronic injuries of the soft tissue muscles, tendon, ligaments, nerve, joint, and blood vessel. Okay, let's continue with type of risk factor on welding worker. So example number 1, we have awkward posture, which means using awkward posture to work and be in the same posture for a long time. Muscle part that exposed to MSD is lower and upper back, knee, wrist, and shoulder. Example number 2, we have contact stress. These activities localize pressure into the body. The muscle that exposed to MSD is fingers and wrist. So last example, we have static and sustained posture, which is activity that position of the worker need to hold for extended period of time. Thus, it can restrict blood flow and damage several muscles. Muscle part that exposed to MSD is lower back, knee, thigh, lower leg, and feet.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mamat Tirmizi bin Mamat. Today I will present to you about application of Hayatul. If you look at the table for awkward posture, there's only 2 that has been guessed, which is the head is bent downward more than 45 degrees and the back is bent forward more than 30 degrees. For the static and stand posture, there is 1 out of 3, which is a work in a static awkward position. There is no AC limit for the lifting. For the repetitive motion, only 2 out of 5, which is work involving intensive use of the hand and work involving repetitive arm movement with some pause. There is no for vibration. For the inadequate lighting, it gonna be yes, because the lighting from the welding can stress the eyes. For the extreme temperature, no, there is no for extreme temperature, and yes for the air ventilation because of the smoke coming from the welding, and also no for the noise. In summary, the awkward posture not need advanced era because only 2 out of 30. Static and sustained work posture need advanced era. For the forceful exertion, it no need. For repetitive motion, need advanced era. For vibration, no need. For the lighting is need advanced era, and the temperature is no need. Ventilation need advanced era, and lastly, the noise doesn't need the advanced era.
Hello, my name is Delley Somorit, and for my part, I will talk about the proper solution for the risk. First of all, I will talk about the solution for static work posture. To prevent static posture, worker must have sufficient space for movement and position change. Greater flexibility will increase blood flow, thereby reducing muscle and joint stress. This factor will help to reduce damage caused by static posture. Other solution that I will suggest is the worker should have a mini break. Worker should take a minute to stretch during the day. Take a short break from a hard work or have a set schedule of easy exercise that they can do at their workstation. A picture here shows an example of a simple exercise that the worker can do during their mini break. I would also suggest the worker to change their position into a sitting position during welding. This will avoid the worker from feeling painful varicose veins because standing for a long period of time, and also reducing the potential of getting painful bunions and cold from the pressure of the worker's shoe.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Hasanain bin Hayatul Kamil. I will explain about repetitive motion. Repetitive motion involves using the same muscle repeatedly without rest or recover. This may increase injury risk when combined with other factors. Overtension and overuse of certain muscle group can lead to muscle fatigue from repeated motion. From this assignment, the worker used his forearm and wrist muscle for a long time due to a heavy welding machine or welding material, and because the welding site is always moving. Reducing high repetitive reduce tissue stress and increase blood flow to working muscle, preventing tissue overload and microtrauma. This is especially important for overhead lifting and reaching forward, reaching and shoulder abduction and horizontal abduction. To prevent repetitive motion injuries, exercise is an important part to prevention program. Fit people are less likely to experience physical problem and are more likely to recover quickly when they do the exercise. The exercise such as body stretch, the side bend, upper body twist, shoulder shrug, finger stretch, wrist stretch, thumb stretch, and finger squeeze can be done by the worker to prevent repetitive motion injuries. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now I will talk about the solution for ventilation risk. Due to the size of the welding workstation is small, therefore the fume from welding work will be trapped at the workstation area, causing the worker to have a breathing problem. Therefore, having a larger space of the workstation will make the ventilation system better for the worker. And for my other suggestion for having better ventilation is by adding welding fume extractor at the area of the welding station. The fume will be sucked up by the fume extractor and go through the filtration process, which will separate the fume and dust before releasing a more clean air back into the environment, so that this will not harm the worker breathing it during welding process.